And we're back here once again with another episode of the MSK show. And this is going to be episode 416. So I hope you guys had a great day and I hope you guys have a great rest of your week that is ahead of you. And in this episode of the MSK show, we are going to be doing a comic book review on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles X Naruto issue 3 in a little bit after we have our usual guy bro conversations that you guys all know and love. So I know what you guys are thinking and I'm already going to answer it. Me and Warren haven't actually did a comic book review since like what? I think it was Ultimate Wolverine issue 3 or something like that.
Sometime early last year. I figure we'll get to Turtles Naruto this time next year, number 4. So, depends on how it goes.
Got to do it like seasonal anime. Got to do it one season a year to that we stretch it all out, actually. But I want to let you guys know, nothing bad happened. It was pretty much like a bunch of other people wanted to come on the show as far as like one-on-ones when I was setting up the days to do the show. And Wednesday happens to be a day where people are pretty much like freer, usually from what I can tell. So I had a lot of other like MSK show and Cloud9 podcast sometimes obligations. So that's the only reason why you didn't see me and Warren do a show for let's just say almost 6 months to a year. But
you tried to replace me and you couldn't find anybody. I know how it is.
Good Lord. It happens on a TV show. The main character leaves for a little bit. They appear back again after a big story arc, after some filler. And Warren's now like, hey, look at me. I'm the captain now.
I had to leave halfway the season to go to rehab.
We're at this point now where main characters leave and they come back. And just to let you guys know, there might be another main character that you guys haven't seen here in a long time. That person may be coming back sooner than you think. Just because I haven't had someone on in a while doesn't mean anything bad happened. Just, like there are, days in the week when I do this show where, I'm not trying to do as many episodes like I used to do back in the day with the Iron Man podcast, which wasn't that long ago. But that was a podcast where I think I streamed an episode of something similar like this 3 times a day so I could build up the episode numbers, only to just be like, you know what? Scrap it all. One last hoorah with this show. What's crazy? I've actually streamed way less than when I would stream with the Iron Man podcast when it was just dedicated to Rumble, Twitch, and X. And we're now almost at 500 episodes anyway. So I'm essentially
you should be 500 by the summer.
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't even know what's even due for episode 500. I don't even know like if I'm even gonna celebrate it because like anybody even care if I even hit 500 episodes? It's just like one of those things that's just a vanity project for me for putting all that together. I don't even know at this point, But
I thought you were more interested in 1,000, anyways.
Good. Okay, I'm not ran through, that's when I reach my peak is when I really hit 1,000 actually. But, that's what I'm kind of contemplating on right now is like, we hit like 500, like people are going to be here only for that episode, chat in the YouTube chat only for that episode. And then when it goes to like episode 501 or 501, as sometimes I like to say, no one's going to be here. And it's like, I don't even know. Like people are going to be like, well, how come you can't attract people to watch the show? That's never really my goal. I actually only do this because I really just enjoy reviewing comic books and reviewing movies or TV shows and talking about the news and stuff like that. Like if viewers were here, I don't care. And I could also not care too. I don't think it matters either way. It matters based off like I heavily enjoy doing this. And that's the reason why I do it, but if people enjoy what I'm doing along the way, I guess that means something to someone, I would imagine. Also, shout out to Orange Avenger. He donated on Ko-fi on my Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel stream. So thank you for that. If you guys want to go financially support me on Ko-fi, you can. because YouTube monetization, it is very good, and I had it before and it was awesome, but a lot of problems come when you're monetized on YouTube. So
Don't give this guy money. What are you guys doing?
become a member, very similar to like a YouTube channel membership, or you can freely donate whenever you want to. I don't have any goals for that, but if you ever want to donate financially, I have nothing to offer you. Just putting out there. I know a lot of people are like, you can have access to the Discord and all that stuff. I have nothing special to offer you. You would just be financially supporting me if you just genuinely want to do it. I'm just always upfront.
Aren't you at super chat level or not?
I could, but I just being monetized by YouTube again. Oof, good lord. I don't want to go through that again.
So you haven't done the verification process, but you
No,
have all
no.
the
I have all the requirements, but
okay.
like it's one of those things. Oh my god. Freaking soda, man. Oh my god. I opened up the Sprite and it foamed up and it went all over my sweatpants. It's okay, guys. I'm wearing sweatpants.
You're wearing pants. Yes. Yay.
Good lord. No, I gotta wash these later on tonight. I usually wash my sweatpants. So the ones that I have that I usually wear are drying right now. And these ones are these gotta go in the washer because they're now lubed up with Sprite. So yeah, I mean, I'll probably change my mind closer to around the time we're at 500, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. We just got to just enjoy the ride, as they all say. It's not about the what's that saying? It's not about the end of the journey. It's about what's the saying? It's not about the end.
It's not about the end. It's the journey or something like
that. Yeah. You gotta crawl before you walk, kind of thing. Because I prefer watching longer form content. That's just me personally. Like I can really hear someone's thoughts out on multiple different things, when we do like more longer form stuff. Like I think when I get done uploading the Iron Man podcast episodes to the podcast platforms and the rest of the Cloud9 podcast and this show's episodes of the podcast platforms, I think I'm going to not like hard pivot. I'm still going to live stream, obviously, but I'm going to make a more concentrated effort on getting out all the videos that we've done. Because I feel like the only way to really grow sufficiently the way I used to do it back in the day on another universe that I was a part of, this other continuity that doesn't exist anymore. It kind of got
canceled channel.
It got like anti-life equation, kind of like Crisis on Infinite Earth style.
Got snapped.
For me, the best way I have ever grown is actually just uploading videos. Like literally the shorts that I put out of us doing this got more views than this show, than any episode I ever did of the show.
My shorts, I do daily ones and it's hit and miss. Some like I always post at 3 p.m. and sometimes I'll get 1,500 to 1,700 views.
Right? Yeah.
But my subs have completely stopped in the last like probably 2 weeks.
Yeah. That's what I was going to tell you, because you did that Jim Lee video today, and that did very well. I was going to say, because I'm going to do this myself anyway, so I'm not just saying it for you. I think the best, more efficient way to grow is to kind of just release videos, because, I like streaming. I like doing this. I genuinely like doing this more, but I only ever found sufficient growth when I actually just uploaded videos,
Yeah, the Jim Lee video is like at 55, 58 views right now. And I'm going to start doing more content like that. At least try to do one a week, pre-recorded.
Yeah. It's actually crazy that that's still a thing. Because, everyone is live streaming at this point now. And it's not just oversaturation. It's, if someone prefers a more popular person than you, they're always going to go watch that person. Or, they just choose not to watch you. And only because at your size, though, if you were like way bigger, it's not even a question in their mind. It's just you'll be there. That's what I never understood when people would say certain things like, well, I never got notifications, all that stuff. I never believe that. I think sometimes that does happen. I do think that does happen. But I do think for the most part, someone is just choosing not to watch you. I think that's just it. Because have you noticed this, dude? That never applies to bigger people. When someone is big, I'm talking like maybe their channel has like, I don't know, YouTube minimum size, like 10, let's say 10K to like 100K or anything beyond that, right? I see the same, they're in their live streams, right there.
Well, I think, I think you have like, I have 120, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's not going to be that many people who are probably notified along those lines. If let's say 1% of your viewers will do the notification deal. That someone who's got 10 grand of
That's
followers
what you're saying.
is
Yeah.
going to have
yeah.
at least 100 to 1,000 people who are like super fans.
Mhm.
Like you have 1,000 at some, so you
Mhm.
probably have a good 10 to 50 people that are like, oh, I want to know when MSK comes on.
That's the joke. They don't.
Well, they used to, and then
Yeah,
they got to know you, and then now they just forgot to unsubscribe. So,
yeah, like I know all of people's habits. Like people don't understand. There's days where if I'm off, there's days, you have that where you just want to learn about something. It just piques your curiosity. Like people understand. People think that I'm mean to women. No, guys, I've legitimately been trying to actively study women, like what makes them happy, what makes them sad, what triggers them, all this stuff. I do it for dudes too. That's why I can speak on dudes too. It's one of these things where I know people's habits, and for people to lie and say all these other excuses, it's like I know you're lying, but like I don't say that because it's kind of like an asshole-ish thing to say. But I've just noticed this. Like when someone wants to be there, they'll just be there. There really won't be
Yeah.
all of these other extra intricacies that people are going to tell you. Like when it comes to movies, right? You know how like a movie will come out and it'll do well, box office wise. I'm not saying movie's quality, right? Box office wise, it does fine. The people are just going to show up. They're just going to show up. Like with like we talk about the MCU a lot, right? With the MCU, even if I don't think this movie made like profit, I'll say like Doctor Strange 2. You know what? Given they may have lied about the budget, people showed up for that willingly, and it made, if we're going by those numbers, not by the lied budget, it made pretty good money, right? But why did that same thing apply for, I don't know, Thunderbolts?
Well, like you said, people lie. Like there's all these people who are defending the Acolyte. Was like, why didn't you fucking watch it then?
And it's proven
if all
statistically.
People defended it, watched it, then there would be a season 2 coming up, and there would.
We know that, right? We know that.
Yeah, yeah. It's don't defend something when if I see 1 million people defending it and only 1,000 watched it, it's kind of like, well, what the fuck happened, guys?
Yeah,
it's like the WNBA. All these women are defending it. It's like, well, if you all watched it, it would be way up there with the NBA as in watch numbers. But instead, you guys don't give a shit about basketball,
right?
So you don't watch it.
Those are two examples I'm glad you brought up. WNBA is one of them. All these women talk about all this women empowerment bullshit. Not a single one of them supports that product. I know what they do.
I mean, there's more women in America than men. If they did, like they
would make it a product
to watch it. It would be the biggest thing in sports right now.
Right. If they actually supported it the way they say they do, but it's just virtue signaling for Twitter, they wouldn't. The female players wouldn't have to rely on the male NBA side of it to subsidize them, right?
Yeah.
You would be able to have it's like a thing that all businesses have. It's like a consistent monetization method, right? Because that's crazy. The WNBA, your consistent monetization method would be the females watching it. What's crazy is they don't care about the women. If the women play, they'll sure care about if LeBron James plays,
Yeah.
And that's another thing too. The Acolyte's another example. It was literally Deadline's the one that reported it first, and they had reported that most of the audience that watched the first 3 episodes fell off. Then nearly half, so not even the full brunt of people that initially watched it, half of them came back to watch the finale. So I mean, they didn't watch the middle part. They just came back to the final episode and be like, did this get any better? No, well, this is it's crazy because I don't get why people will just lie about those things. It's like, hey, just admit you weren't interested. You're not going to watch. That's it, or just don't tune in, which is what the numbers will prove. You just didn't tune in. So like when it comes to like live stream and stuff like that, like people have asked me for years, like I'll be honest with you guys, I don't know how to generate new people to watch. I don't. I kind of just do it for the love of the game, as I've always said. I just do it because I just generally enjoy it.
Well, I think you have to. I think YouTube is a real slow game.
Yeah.
Like, when I stopped getting subs, this last week, I haven't been picking up any.
Oh, yeah, just last week. Oh, he's just rubbing it in. Oh, well, God.
I've only got 123, dude. And I started realizing this is a long game, and you really can't do it expecting to get 5 subs every video or every if you worry about how much you're getting every single video, you're going to drive yourself nuts. Like I did my daily short today, only 40 people looked at it. yesterday 1700, same time, same topic, same hashtags,
Yeah.
same. I did all the stuff. It just happens sometimes, and I think you have to, like you said, you have to do it because you like doing it. If you don't like doing it, then you're not going to be able to stay for the long run and just keep doing it.
You're right. Yeah. It's also something with like the algorithm where like you're uploading, but also that other 1,000, 2,000 plus people that are also uploading at the same time too might be doing the same thing you're doing, you know? So it's, and yeah, like I said before, there's a lot of nuance to all that stuff. It's just like when people say these excuses about why they're not there, it's just, they're an excuse though, because there'll be times when you're streaming at your normal time and they're just there. Well, what was different this time than the last time? It's just,
Yeah.
right? It's content creation is a crazy. Like I've had days where I've thought about, you know what, if I did retire hypothetically, would anybody really care? Would anybody really miss me? I thought about it. It's like, but you know what? The reason why I just will never be able to do that is because I love doing this as an outlet for me to vent my thoughts about something, because that was a problem with what I had when I was watching media back when I was younger. It's like I'd watch something, but I want to talk about it, but I have no way to talk about it. And it just and it would boil in my brain. I would just think about it constantly,
I know most of us on our private chats have a party plan for when you retire. We're not going to tell you about it, but we are going to throw one. So we're just just kind of waiting to see when that happens.
I'm not in the I'm not a part of the cliques these days. I'm not part of the in groups, you know. I'm not. I seem like I wasn't invited to these parties. It's like the episode of, like, I think the originals, where they had this like secret group or whatever called the Strix, but the other brother wasn't invited because he's a fucking lunatic. I'm not invited to all these little. Here's MSK. You're part. I'm not part of no groups. Well, first of all, I left most of them on Twitter because I don't want to be the only guy chatting in there, and then 4 people see, or like 10 people see my shit, and then I'm replying. It's like, I'm fucking wasting my time. Also, I could tell no one gives a fuck with what I'm saying, because I'm not gonna waste my time in these things. These are literally waste of time, And I think that's the problem with like the internet too, is like these weird dopamine hits. Because on Twitter, there's some days I throw out tweets where I'm just venting thoughts in my brain. They could have like no likes, 10 views.
Oh, the most views I ever get is
was that
like
Critical Drinker one, right?
Huh?
It was that Critical Drinker one you said, where you were quote tweeted him or something like that.
Well, yeah, I'll quote tweet someone sometimes, and I'll get like maybe 400, 500, 1,000 some hits. But most of the time, my tweets are like 30 views at the most. And it's just no one's my shit, and I don't know how to play all the games, and I don't really say stuff to piss enough people off to click on it. So, and if they even see it, like
yeah, that's the thing for me too. Like I don't know how people do that stuff. I don't have a secret sauce. Like even back when I was in a different continuity, I was that person that obsessed over those numbers, and it literally drove me insane. I was successful, but it drove me very insane. I'm at this point now where, you know what, I'm just gonna get one thing done at a time, and then I'll focus on the next thing. Like I told you before, I'm gonna get all the podcast things done. I told you before, I really want to get that podcast stuff done. So like after this episode's done, I can download it, throw it up on the thing. That way it's already done, and we can start. And if we did a video, I could clip it out, relatively soonish, and then get it up for a video. Right after that, want to make sure I get all my stuff on Rumble, as far as like uploading my streams there, to make sure all that's done and stuff like that. And then after I get those 2 things done, I kind of want to just make sure I clip out all the videos, even if they're old. I got the same views anyway.
So you're still messing with Rumble?
I just upload the VODs there. That's it.
Oh, okay.
That's all I do. I don't do the whole live streaming there, because like there's no point. There's no sense of community there unless you're literally sucking off other people. And I told people before, YouTube has a lot of problems, and I agree with the people on Rumble about YouTube. I do. I really do agree with you. But YouTube is a place where literally, remember I told you about that video thing? If I just uploaded the videos that we do here, and I know this is true because I did it before. If I upload the videos I do with you guys, not just for this channel, but for my comic book one, the ones that we did, a lot of us, with me, you, Savage Dad, ones, laps that I did, they did very well. But that didn't require me being a part of any like community. YouTube is just that kind of big where, like, if you do it consistently enough, you are going to get some traction. You do that thing I just told you about on Rumble, getting traction. Oh, that's a distant fucking memory and thought. None of that shit matters, actually, So I just upload my VODs there because, there's no reason not to. You might, might as well. There's no real reason not to. It's just, any meaningful traction, probably not going to happen. I'm just going to upload the streams there because just in case anything were to happen, I would have all my stuff somewhere. It wouldn't just
Yeah.
be all gone. But the problem with that is a double-edged sword, which is like, well, if no one's going to fucking see it, then does it really matter? But is anyone really seeing it here? It's like, all these measurements that you always measure. But on YouTube, the one thing I will say, I don't got to be part of no community to grow. If I really wanted to do it, I could just pump out consistent content like this and just grow.
There's too many. There's a lot more people on YouTube and a lot of diverse people. So if you keep doing it, you'll find people who like your stuff. Just a little bit here, a little bit there.
Mhm.
Rumble sounds like pretty much all the same kind of minded people. And if you're not part of like a clan, then they don't really care.
They'll say they won't, but they do. It's like you see it on Twitter from some of these Rumble people, and I've talked to some of them. I don't genuinely believe they're bad people, but it's this one thing where they are kind of doing the whole what's it called, bootlicking. Actually, they're doing that fake thing of like, well, I believe it's fake, but they might say it's true. But when I see this kind of interaction from people on Twitter, it always screams to me that they're just kind of like weirdly doing a different kind of virtue signaling where, they're only hovering around someone and being in their chat when they say they're building a community. I'm not saying everyone's doing this, but it feels like they're waiting for that person to blow up. That way they can kind of piggyback on that person. And then that person that blew up, they can go and rate that person's stream because they've been there for a while, So that's not genuine though. That's not a genuine connection you have though.
Yeah, it's not stable. Like I don't want to have to jump through hoops to get people to say they'll buy my comic, and I don't want people buying my comic book that aren't going to pick it up and read it. Like I'm not here to create some kind of like virtue signaling moral code where people have to buy my book because it's going to save the indie sphere and like I'm some kind of indie comic book making god. No, it's like, well, you want to fight against cancel culture, buy my book. No, none of that bullshit. If you want to read a good book, read my book. If not, then don't fucking mess with me. I don't care. I just want, I want real readers and I want an audience that wants the stuff that I create. I don't want an audience that's there because they think that they're doing like they're bootlicking or because I play the right kind of game and say the right kind of shit. It's just it's so inauthentic.
Yeah, and keep in mind, I've told people this before. I know it's gonna suck in the long term doing that, but this is just kind of who I am. I can't be that other way because I being honest, I used to be that other person where I was doing the whole bootlicking thing. And at a single point, that rewards you in one way, but I just I never felt good about that,
Well, the problem is if you do the bootlicking thing, you have to keep doing it to keep growing and to keep what you've grown going. It's just like drama farming. If I create a channel off of drama farming, all of the people who are sub to it are there for drama farming. So then if I stop drama farming, then they're going to stop you going to it. So it's like you get trapped in these like real real injection of a lot of fans real quickly. And then now all of a sudden they're like, well, if you're not going to give us drama, then we don't give a shit. We're going away. So then now you're trying to make up shit or you're, to play the game and to get people there. And it's like pretty soon you're streaming about how mad you are about a TV show that it's not even a trailer for, that you just heard a rumor off of Twitter. So you do a whole 3-hour stream talking about how much you hate it already when you don't even know anything about it.
Yeah, it's that thing that people have nowadays, and this is even with people I enjoy watching their content of, so addicted to getting clicks and more clicks than the previous thing that got them clicks before, that it's just this fast reality of I have to do this in order to succeed. One of them that I know, I'm not saying the name here, I've met this person. I actually generally like this person, but even he admitted he got burnt out on doing that, and he just only does the live stream thing he does. And hey, you built up a very massive brand. It is successful. You do get to kind of reap the benefits of that. So fair enough, right? But even he admitted, you know what? I just kind of got burnt out on the whole culture war stuff.
Yeah. I think everybody is, though. I was watching the Quartering, and he was like being interviewed by somebody, and he was showing about how like how audience viewership is down across the board with the culture war people, and it's people. I think people are getting tired of it. I think people are just getting tired of all the negativity. There's still people who love drama. You're always going to have people who want to see a car wreck, but at the same time, though, I just think the consistency of it to the point where people are all like, "Dude, I get it. You hate everything. Can we do something else?"
Or and I've always said this too. I think there's a lot more people now that have kind of diversified who they're going to for that.
Yeah,
So like you'll have people that are just only dedicated to that, but then you'll have a good amount of people that want to hear the different takes, because I've seen the other channels that have the different side views. They're pretty solid too. I think the viewership is actually more spread out now, and it's not all just what's the best word I could say? All just kind of funneling into this one big top group, actually. Because, I've noticed that too. Like, there's people that have been saying their videos have been not doing as good. Well, it's because there's, like I said before, what's that saying with competition? Competition breeds excellence, something like that.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, where I think more competition now should make people realize I gotta step my game up. Maybe I gotta maybe I gotta do more videos. Maybe I gotta change up my style of videos, something like that. But YouTube apparently punishes you when you have that one thing you're good at and you kind of switch it up. It's like based off YouTube's own system, you kind of can't switch it up because you're not gonna do as well, So you're kind of, that's why for YouTube, I always and I know it sucks. I know people always tell me I shouldn't do it. I know it's wrong. I know it's wrong because I'm financially, being a filthy rich billionaire does that to you. No, I'm joking, guys. But I know it's not the way you should do it. But the reason why I feel better doing it this way is because I'm genuinely more happier doing it this way. Keep in mind, channel's grown. It has watch hours. It has a lot of stuff. It's just, I think for me, like I said earlier, once I get these two things taken care of, I'm just gonna work harder at clipping out the videos we've already done and just push that. I will upload more on my comic book channel. I'm not giving up that. It's just been really busy, actually. Another channel that I just started randomly because I just love doing this and I love talking about comic books. Did very well. Shit, videos did fucking fantastic, honestly. But the best.
Have you thought about then live streaming less and then to catch up and to get all those clips out?
I can do it during my days off. It's just
Okay.
I have enough time for it. It's just I got lazy and black. Oh my god, man. I think the highest view video I ever did was talking about comic books dying. But to be fair, that's an easy one to do. Anyone could do that kind of video and get traction for it.
I just do one of those every week.
Yeah. Good lord.
There's a bunch of people talking about the Jim Lee thing where
it's before we do this,
are dead.
before we review this, I will, like I said before, on here, I will say at one point I'll do a video for my comic channel about it here, and I'll upload it there because people have asked my thoughts about it. I will say this: I find it okay, because I don't want to sound like I'm cynical. I don't want to sound like I'm fucking I told you so. But I will say this: it's so awesome to see people's reactions from a person like Jim Lee, basically kind of pseudo confirming everything that we have been talking about, and then the reality hits them and they go, man, it wasn't basement dwelling incels saying this. If the president of DC is saying this, there might actually be a problem. This is the problem that I run into with a lot of people. You're stupid. And I don't care if I have less viewers saying it. You're fucking dumb. You're retarded, and your mom should have swallowed you. You're all fucking so stupid. Why does it take Jim Lee saying there actually might be a problem here in comics for your brain to go, oh man, there might be a problem here? Oh, you didn't notice that by Marvel canceling every single character's fucking books at 10 issues. You didn't notice that, did you? You didn't notice DC doing company-wide rechanges for the last, God knows, decade plus, did you? Sales are down across the board. You know what? A lot of people parrot that new chart that you told me about with the whole Batman one. Oh, you should feel good about that, right, DC? No, you shouldn't. Only Batman sells for you. Hey, we're beating DC. Oh, we're beating Marvel. Oh yeah, only one of your characters can do that. And I like them both. But we have to be realistic with what that chart showed. That chart showed that their absolute universe galvanized their main universe, and that only both the regular Batman and the Ultimate Batman sell the best, along with the absolute universe in general. So the absolute universe, absolute Batman, which is kind of its own thing, and regular Batman are outselling everything in the whole company of DC. That's not good. I'm understand how bad that is. That means if you weren't doing those exact things, you would fail. Marvel, for some reason, can't beat DC when they have 3 things that'll sell for them. Marvel figured out a way to make sure Spider-Man wasn't a big seller. That's terrible. That takes actual skill. I actually commend Marvel for that. That takes actual skill. And for you people out there to be like, well, comics might actually have a problem. This has been said for a long time. But it's only because, you know what I hate about people, dude? This thing is that just because it came from Jim Lee, now it's a lot more legit. Is that how life is? I hate a lot of people, and I think they're fucking stupid. But if you said something that actually is truthful, I would agree with you. Not because I don't like you, but because you're saying a factual thing. Sales are down. Do you know I know what this? Comic book shops have been closing more consistently. They're not even comic book shops. They sell Funko Pops and Pokemon cards and all other shit.
Like, they're more like a niche. It's kind of like the way the theaters are going. You're going to start seeing less of them, and then when there is one, it's going to be doing a bunch of other stuff. I agreed with a lot of stuff he said, and it's been a lot of stuff that we've been saying too, with the variety and along those lines. The only thing that he didn't mention was availability, and I think availability is one thing that, like, you could pick up a manga at Target. You can't pick up Absolute Batman at Target. So. And that's a big problem. It's like, like you could do a cooking book, just like there's cooking manga. But the reason why cooking manga works is because kids who want to read a cooking manga can find it at Barnes and Noble, can find it at Walmart, can find it on Amazon. You just do a cooking manga and you put it out in just a comic book shop where people are coming in to get superhero books. It's not going to sell. So unless you fix the distribution problem, then you're not going to be able to fix
that's
any
the
of
main thing people just keep tackling. People are tackling it from, like I talk about the MCU, they're not updating the narrative. They're thinking they're in the narratives from like 2014. Comic book fans are stupid. They don't even update narratives in their brain. When people are talking about manga versus comics, they're thinking, well, it's just like superhero stuff and all these other like reboots and number ones. No. The distribution model of comics has been terrible for the longest time. And it's crazy that Jim Lee somehow forgot they did compact comics, which have sold very well. They even did a commercial for it on their YouTube channel.
Compacts are a step in the right direction. Well,
one
thing I said in my video was that, Marvel, they're still fucking up. Like they try to create their own version of compact, but it's like $15. They just won't. Like, how many people are dying for the Claremont work in X-Men? There's fans who are dying to read Claremont X-Men, and they have
the whole line of Marvel premieres you can do just on that alone.
Yeah, like you got, it's hard to find that shit, and when you do find it, it's like $50 to $400 depending on the rarity.
You know me, man. I've broken all that down. Literally, even if you wanted Marvel Masterworks versions of them, that's at least like $60 for that stuff. $60 for each one. You know how much that's going to add up. And what's worse about the Masterworks books with Chris Claremont's X-Men run is they discontinued it. So even if you did, even the cheapest option is not available anymore because they discontinued the format of that book. Right?
Yeah, so you got to find it on eBay where some asshole's charging you 3 times the amount for it.
Oh, that's generous.
That's generous. And it's like Marvel and DC too. Like, DC's trying with the compacts and with the dollar store books. But Marvel, it's like, you guys, since the 90s, we have lost like 3 generations of readers. Young readers don't even realize that the heroes that they watch the cartoons of and have the toys of, where they even could get a comic book. And it's like, that is their fault. That is a massive mistake by Marvel, and DC's trying to fix it now. But I'm wondering if it's even too late. Like, they're never going to get back to the way they were in the 90s. They're never going to be
that's
that
another
big
thing
again.
I wanted to add in too, because a lot of people, and this is a business owner perspective that I'm going to go off of here. A lot of them think they need a 10x return on something. I don't believe in the current landscape of comics, unless you're talking about DC's compact comic line, which is proven that probably has a 10x return. That's why they keep doing them. The industry won't have a 10x return on things. It's just not, because it's peaked. It peaked a long time ago. Yeah, there's going to be new fans every once in a while, obviously. But that window where I believe personally, the highest selling issues are just that those are long gone. Those will always be the highest selling issues. There's never going to be like an X-Men #1 with Jim Lee ever again. There just won't. Like the last highest selling book,
I don't think it's possible anymore. I really don't.
It's missed the window. Like I think the very last highest selling book from a modern era, it was the wedding issue with Tom King. And keep in mind, that's an asterisk of that book, is because that was actually sold on some big fucking lies right there, you know?
Yeah.
But
yeah.
keep in mind, guys, 10 years ago, when Tom King's run was in its like 10th, 12th issue, something like that was a wedding issue that made everybody mad. That was a big selling book, but it was nowhere near the peaks that it used to be. Like Brian Michael Bendis' Ultimate Spider-Man #1 made it's like 600K. Holy fuck! But that's another other thing. Because people always talk about Shonen Jump manga when they have this discussion. It's mostly just Shonen, right? Guys, comic books have never sold as good as manga. If we're being completely honest here, one single Naruto volume would sell in the millions. Comic books sell in like the thousands. They kind of never sold as well as manga. But you could also argue, I like this format better, which is fine. This notion that comic books are going to be getting, I would say, as a format a lot better is hard because, like Warren said, the distribution model is all messed up. You know, the fact that we just had Diamond as a distributor for that many years, and when now they're gone, no one really knows what to do. That's a problem. That's a bad thing. Okay. So, and it's crazy that people go, you know what? If you like them both, just read them both. Okay. No shit, Sherlock. I was already doing that. That doesn't, like, I hate those mindsets. But if you don't like this conversation, don't talk about it. I will talk about it because I've invested checks notes a lot of fucking money into this. I will give my opinion about it.
Well, and we need to say something because these guys are killing themselves. Like, there's no reason why. Like, one of the reasons why manga works is because it is a mass-produced product that you can get at a good price. From 10 to 12 bucks, I can get 300 pages of good art and story. I can't do that with anything in DC or in Marvel. DC's just now doing it with the compacts where it's like I could get the Court of Owls for $9.99. That's smart. But you can't, like, Marvel, good luck trying to find a graphic novel for less than $25. And it's going to be like maybe 76, maybe like 3 issues, 4 issues combined sometimes, maybe 6. And it's like, oh, I got to pay $25 for it, or I can get Sakamoto Days Volume 1 for like $9.99 on Amazon.
At Walmart, I'm pretty sure you've seen it at your local Walmart. You can grab the One Piece 3-in-1 for like $10. Guys, $10 for what is considered the omnibuses for manga. An omnibus for Marvel and DC costs about minimum, if you want to buy used ones. I don't buy them used. My omnibus got to be sealed. That's going to be sealed. That's my personal opinion. Omnibuses minimally cost you $60. $60 if you want that whole completed run of that character story arc. Come on, I just told you there. 60 versus 10. What do you think a parent is going to choose with their kids? Hey, mommy, I like One Piece. Oh, honey, One Piece 3-in-1. First 3 volumes, $10. There you go, honey. Reads that, has a good time with it.
Hell, the 30-year-old who's working at Walmart and trying to figure out which bill to pay is going to buy a book. Which one are they going to buy? They're going to, it's like $9.99 Court of Owls, $60 friggin' Marvel Omnibus, or a $10 One Piece 3-in-1 that has like 600 pages. It's like, crazy, like what are you going to pick?
And DC, then remember DC, they used to have that. Remember they had that 100-page giant where they had it kind of like a Shonen Jump style book where you get the flagship characters and a lot of these other issues. They stopped that. And that was only $10. Why?
Well, the big problem with Marvel and DC is that they cater to collectors more than they do readers. Mm-hmm. They want their number 1s, They want their fancy covers, they want their fancy paper, and they're more concerned about getting the neckbeard collector types who are going to go get them graded and then sit on them like they're going to pay their kids college tuitions with them. And catering to that market, which kind of happened around the 90s, that market hit big. And then that collector's market kind of overtook everything. That is what's ruined Marvel and DC now, is the dependency on the collector market than worrying about the distribution market or the reader market. Manga's kind of like, well, we're going to print this on cheap paper. We're going to get you a full volume of it. And our whole plan is for you to buy it, read it, give it to a friend, or throw it away and buy the next one. And Marvel's kind of like, well, here's 13 variant covers to Spider-Man #1 that we're relaunching after the last series only went 15 issues. And now get ready, because there's going to be another #1 here in 3 months when we relaunch this again.
What's crazy?
And it's like,
why did they relaunch Amazing Spider-Man when it was never out of the top 5, top 10 best-selling books? Because at that point, you're restarting it for no reason to get they're restarting a book that's never out of the top 10 to get the same result. Why?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
And they're hurting their readers for it. Like, to get those #1s out, like, there shouldn't be doing like all these #1s and all these reboots. And the readers are just kind of like, well, I mean, why am I going to get invested in the story when you're going to change the writing team and art team in 15 issues, unresolve the story, and then now I've got to buy some new flashy holoframe filmed cover? And it's like, it's just, like, they don't cater to the readers anymore.
Miles Morales' run with Cody Ziglar just came to an end today on issue 42. I would say this, okay, if the market can't sustain 100-issue runs anymore, that's understandable. Markets change. I think the minimum should be at least 20 issues, maximum 42, right? Because this 10-issue thing, like you said before, in the buyer's mind, in the customer's mind, they know at some point when it gets to that double-digit number, the thing you're investing your money and time in could just be gone. It's like, that's not good on a customer. If you know there's uncertainty there, you're just going to wait to buy it and trade. And if you know to wait and buy it and trade, the sales plummet for the single-issue runs, and then you cancel it. It's like this weird cycle where it's just this never-ending death spiral where nothing can ever get fixed because they don't want to admit problems. They don't like, and that's the problem with the conversation. I'm not saying the video was bad. It was actually most things I was going to say anyway. But the average person that's going to watch that is not actually understanding. If the companies do not change the way that they're doing it, it can't change. It starts with them. They have to change. The distribution model has to change. The pricing has to change. At this point now, why do we still have floppies? All those issues you would have read anyway, just make a whole trade out of them. Just wait on a book like a manga does. Really, I don't care. Release the books digitally. Release them digitally after 6 issues. 6 issues. Make the trade. At this point, why do we still have floppies? We still have to have floppies because reasons, obviously. It's like,
well, Shonen Jump has their app for $1.99 a month.
Yeah.
They do their Shonen Jump magazine, which showcases like 5 series chapters in there. And then the only releases on physical are manga, the manga volumes. I don't know if Marvel could switch up to that hardcore, but there is something to look at about that, because you're absolutely right. Like, right now, they have no distribution for floppies except for comic book stores. And floppies have become to the point where it's like, why am I paying $5 to $7 for a Batman story that's eventually just going to be rebooted about 15 issues in, or be massively late because Jim Lee can't draw anymore, or, stuff along those lines? It's like, it's just really old thinking and just a terrible business model. And I feel bad for the comic book shops, because I love comic book shops, but they're suffering because their main product that they distribute, comic books, is, and I'm not even talking about the bad writing and the woke stuff. I think there's a lot of great stuff right now. That DC KO series is absolutely great. But if I want to read all of it, it's going to be like 42 issues. Each one's going to be over $6. There's all sorts of variants. And it's just I got to drive 30 miles to pick one up. And it's like, that's not a good model. I miss the days where I could just go into a grocery store and there was a section of comic books in the magazine section where you could just pick up, the new Marvel, the new DC along those lines. But you have people say, well, if they do that, it'll mess up the covers. Well, then drive your ass to a comic shop and pick it up there. There's no reason we can't have both, guys. All the cover A's.
It's 2026. Yeah. Why can't we have both?
All of the cover A's go to grocery stores and pharmacies and Walmarts and Targets. All of the variants stay in comic book shops. The neckbeards get to have their comic book shops, and then we get to teach Billy about Batman and Captain.
Dumb. Guys, there's a reason why it's called a mass print. Cover A's are the mass print one. They're not supposed to be collectibles.
I always laugh because people are like, we got to get people into the comic book shop. It's like, well, yes, that would be nice, but we're talking about capturing 12-year-olds. Yes. When Billy has got to convince his mother and father, who are both working jobs, hey, can you take me to a comic book shop so I can pick up a Spider-Man? And they find out by Googling the next comic shop is in the city, like 30 minutes away,
around
in downtown on Main Street, next to a whole bunch of fentanyl crackheads. And it's like, no, I don't want to go do that. It's like, no, they should be able to, like, I'm going to the Walmart to go grocery shopping, and then the kid sees the comic and says, can I get that? And then they grab it and say, yeah, here you go. And there should be a cheaper version there, like a $3 to $4 version, just a cover A, maybe even a cheaper paper for whatever the general mass production one is, and then keep the fancy ones in the comic book shops.
Punisher is a recent example I can give. They had Jason Aaron do the Punisher. He did something really fucked up with the Punisher from what I remember. It lasted 4 issues. And then 2 weeks after, the trade was already out. They wanted to move on from that ASAP. That was just one of many that I could cite, but that was one of the biggest ones.
Well, I mean, how many Amazing Spider-Man restarted, Batman's restarted. It's like they're constantly
Justice League restarted at some point.
Yeah, they're constantly doing new number ones to try to capture that shit. It's just
like seeing, like, what's crazy is they gave up on the Flash's legacy number. And remember, that was going to be like issue 800 or something like that. Yeah, they just gave up on it. New number one to flail out at 23 issues.
Here's 13 variant covers for $7 a piece,
Joshua Williamson's Iron Man 1 comes out today. I've heard mixed reviews on it. I have to buy it myself because on mycomicshop.com, they haven't they apparently they said we're open now, but we're closed 2 days due to the icy road. So when I go on their website for the new releases, they're not listed yet. So I'll probably just buy it from Midtown Comics this week, actually, or
I will check it out because Joshua Wilson is doing the Night Fight series for the KO, and that one is excellent. I just read issue 3, and it is really, really good. So he's a pretty good writer. I would definitely check. One out.
It's one of these things where shit. Now I gotta get my pull list from Midtown Comics. Wait, they emptied my cart. What the heck, bastards! Oh my god. That's why I like my comic shop better. They won't empty my cart, you bastards. God damn.
They don't want to sell to you.
Who in their right mind would want their 12-year-old to read what is written Yeah, that's true. Yeah. That's the comic book industry. Can't even capitalize on the superhero boom of the last quarter century, says all we need to know. Yeah, the MCU not capitalizing.
Oh, that was
Marvel not capitalizing on the MCU. DC not capitalizing on, well, you can't capitalize. That was already failed. But can't capitalize on something that's already failed. Man of Steel, well,
they're trying with Gunn's universe. Like the trailer for Supergirl comes out, and like 2 weeks later, the Woman of Tomorrow DC Compact releases. So I think that they're trying, but I don't know. I think it's too little, too late. Honestly,
yeah.
Marvel, and I question how well Jim Lee is as an editor, as a president and editor. Honestly. Yeah. I really do question his decisions because it seems like it's a little bit too little, too late, and I don't know if
does Jim Lee actually work. He hasn't even finished up. him and Jeff Loeb were supposed to finish up that Batman run that started with Tom King back since
Oh,
2016.
the Hush, the new
2.
Hush. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
terrible.
he's not even done with that. Like I find it crazy how he has time to go on interviews but not finish up his Hush run.
Well, I mean, you have to do the PR stuff, I guess.
Yeah. We'll answer this and then we'll go to the review. Charging more money from a lessening pool of customers is a good way to go out of business, as the movie theater industry is finding out. Yeah, and this whole thing, I agree with this too. I think the golden age of this has already been passed, honestly. I think there's going to be always highs and lows, but I think the absolute peak of this is already passed. That's been years ago, honestly. At this point now, we're just in that, like, we actually are in the modern era. This is just the modern era of it now. This is just, we're going to take the good. The good's going to be very few and far between with what the bad is, you know?
Yeah, I imagine there will be enough people around to keep it alive, but it'll never be what it was before.
Good Lord. MyComicShop.com, they've not updated the newest issues were being released today. Oh my God. Fine. It's fine. They were closed. The icy roads. I think they did have a problem because literally they just told me my pull list from last week just shipped out. So who knows, actually? Oh my God. I better not have to go and find Absolute Batman on eBay because those Absolute Batman printings, the first ones always sell out. Oh my God. Let me go to last week.
Is the new Absolute Batman coming out now?
This week? Absolute Batman 16.
Oh, okay. Poison Ivy premieres, I think, next issue.
Oh my God, man. The little this better. I'm gonna wait for my comic shop, but if it screws me around this time, I'm gonna be angry. This is supposed to be this week because today's the 28th, right? Yep. We're on the new books. Supposed to be 28 because Midtown Comics had them. Because I was gonna buy it on Golden Apple Comics, but they hadn't updated their website either for new books. Like, what happens to these comic book stores that have these websites? Nothing's updated. Like, I come here to buy.
Well, I wonder if the snowstorms in certain areas are affecting it.
This one's in California. Golden Apple Comics.
Oh, yeah, shit. Never mind then.
Literally, okay, 163 products. New to old. Bro, what is this shit?
Well, it's Californians. They're naturally lazy fuckers anyways, so.
I should have known something because Golden Apple Comics is where Rob Liefeld premiered Youngblood #1 back when Image Comics first started. So, you know, the curse there with him being lazy as fuck. I think Jim Lee's just also lazy too, honestly. Like, does he really want to sit there and do interior work at his age at this point now? He's just
it's so much. It is so much work.
It is a lot of work, I will say. Yeah.
If you're also doing that while trying to run a comic book company, oof, good luck.
Also, that's the thing is, who's really running DC these days? Who's really running? 8 more years until Superman begins to slip into public domain in America. Just hang on, Clark. Well, the certain version of Superman will be public domain, not the modern one that we all know and love.
No, it'll be like the one that can only jump.
Yeah, it's basically Action Comics first 20 issues version of Superman.
Yeah. And he'll be meeting Sig and Joe in 8 years.
Oh, I mean, that's another variant. That's a variant right there. Oh, God. Just don't get sued, please. Oh, good Lord.
Oh, I'm not messing with no fucking DC lawyers. Fuck that shit.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like, yeah, it's gonna be public domain, but like, is anyone really gonna actually mess with that? I'm not. Fuck that.
No, you don't mess with DC. You don't mess with the mouse. You don't mess with any of them.
Yeah, same here for me. My nearest comic book shop is in another city, which is like Victorville, from where I live, and that's 35 minutes.
Yeah, 30 minutes for me. I mean, it's a nice drive, but
yeah, like, sorry about that. I hit mute by accident. I like going out there, I really do, but it's like it's so much more easier to just fucking order online, honestly. But hey, I like my Superman that can basically fly around the earth and completely. Was a Superman 2 where he threw an S? I still laugh at that. It's the Zod fight.
He pulled like this S like off of his chest. It looked like cellophane, and he threw it at one of the Kryptonians,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it like wrapped him up, and the guy's like, oh, oh. I think it was the non-speaking
They
one.
made the joke in Family Guy where he did those, like, yeah, that really inconvenienced you, right? Yeah, sure did. Oh God. But I tell people this, I really do love the medium, as you guys can see. I have books that I haven't opened yet. I have packages over there I haven't opened yet. I love this stuff. But and I just hate to see it killed or slowly die off because of bad decisions. You know? Like the very last thing I'll say before we do the review, very quick. Tom Brevoort said because he didn't like Magic that book is going to get canceled. Even though Magic, he said, was one of their more better sellers. Even if you don't like a character, if the book is selling, why are you getting rid of it? That's just Oh my God. You see what we're talking about here? The point of they get angry when books don't sell, but when a book does sell well, they're going to cancel it because I don't like that character. Oh, fuck
it's
off.
like ego. It's like, I didn't want this one to do good. I wanted mine to do good, but so I'm just going to cancel the one that's doing good because I don't like being proved wrong, kind of deal. You see that shit in wrestling. Like a wrestler will start to pop, and then they don't want him to pop, and then pretty soon they're fired. And it's just oh, well, shit.
Oh, dude, I've said the same thing here. Like, for a lot of the big superheroes, think of like the best shit created for them. There will be probably like one or two things that were made modern era wise, but I in my own personal opinion, I know it's gonna sound fucked up, not stories. I'm saying as far as character creation, I think all that shit peaked years ago. As far as specifically character creation, story wise can always be debated anyway because that's gonna be a subjective thing. I like for X-Men, we were trying to think about my last one-on-one. What's the last great X-Men character you remember created? Well, probably Apocalypse. Probably like the last one that really stuck out for a lot of people.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe
Like
that what was the
Mr. Sinister, maybe?
the Sentinel that had his own mind? It was like a Sentinel Prime.
Onslaught?
Not Onslaught. I didn't like Onslaught.
Oh, okay.
I really can't. Like, the only character I could think of is the Batman who laughs.
Yeah, like the Court
I
of
could
Owls for
see-
Batman and the Batman who laughs. That's like
the Court of Owls are good, cool characters, and like the Batman who laughs I think is a good created character, both by Scott Snyder. I think he's the only one that can create good characters anymore.
Yeah. Good Lord. Okay, time to have some fun, guys. Guys ready to cowabunga? Okay, shoulder. Okay, shoulder. It's fine. I'm old. I know. It's okay. Oh God, guys, I'm not beating off really hard. That's why my shoulder doesn't hurt. It's because I'm old and it hurts. It was in my back, and now it's just upper. It's just right here now. So it must have been a pinched nerve. Oh my God! But that's what happens when you're not doing that again.
Jesus, you're falling apart on screen.
Oh no! Oh God. Okay. All right. Okay, got that right there. Hey everyone, I am MSK. Oh my God. It's fine. I'm not black.
Like someone's got a voodoo doll that's just like
Yeah, call it a hunch. I think the best shit has already been created, in my opinion. I think that peaked years ago. If you want something new, someone's like, why don't they just create new characters? Buddy, that ship has sailed. That ain't happening. Why do they try to push Kamala Khan?
Well, you need to go to the indies where you find new characters like the Adventures of Sig and Joe, where all
Wink,
brand
wink.
new characters and IP.
Shameless plug, yes.
Shameless
right
plug.
Oh God. Well, speaking of characters that were created back in the past that actually peaked out and still sell books, this one. Hey everyone, I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video. And in today's video, we are going to be doing a comic book review on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles X Naruto issue 3. So if you guys have not had a chance to check out our previous comic book reviews on the previous issues of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles X Naruto, I highly recommend you guys go and check out our previous comic book reviews of the previous issues of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles X Naruto. That way you can understand how we feel about those issues compared to this one. So And I know you guys are probably going to say this in the comment section. I'm just going to address it really quickly, and it is part of the review anyway. You guys probably already saw the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles X Naruto issues 1 through 2 comic book reviews. And you guys probably went, what happened to issue 3? Why did it take so long to review? Basically, long story short, I got married to Sydney Sweeney, okay? And what ended up happening was we were having sex so much. And I was like, you know what? Comic books are for nerds and losers. And I don't want to, delve into talking about this worthless medium that is made for fat neckbeards who don't shower and only eat Doritos and drink Mountain Dew. So, you know what? And I had Ana de Armas on the side, right? So I had a side girl and I had the white girl too, So after that, I woke up and then I realized I'm that nerd, but I'm a Chad. So I shower and I have a job and I have money. So, I'm differently from all the other losers out there. But no, basically, long story short, outside of that, which never happened, I just got really, really busy. I did end up buying the rest of the issues for this series, and it's only 4 issues anyway, But man, Sydney Sweeney, dude, she just wouldn't let me go. She would just sit on my face, and I just had to sit there, dude. You don't believe me, do you?
No, not
okay.
one bit.
Oh God. But overall, okay, so from what I remember, the first book we were all about setting up. So we got the setup of both of the characters in the series. We got to see their interactions between each other. And then the second book, I remember they delved into the backstory of what they wanted the Shredder to be in this universe and the Foot Clan and the Ooze and everything and what his ultimate plan was. And I think we talked about this in the last review. Basically, I mean, just how this issue panned out. Because I remember the last time we did a review of a book in this series, I even said, hey, like book 3 needs to kind of pick up the pace now. We got the introduction. We got the villain motivation, everything like that. We got all that set up. Now we need to kind of have the last 2 issues be a little bit more action pace and finish this off because we know Naruto's going to beat the Shredder. That's pretty obvious at this point, And this kind of reminds me of Batman and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like when then in an animated movie, like in the Arkham Asylum, all the villains came out, they all got mutated and shit with all that ooze. That's kind of very similar to what this book is actually. I think there's a lot of like what's the word that people use, like homage from that to this. Very little of it, but overall I did enjoy the issue. But I know we haven't read one of these in a while, so a lot of people are probably gonna go like, where did this leave off of? Well, you have to take it from this position right here. So, but I will say this, the art in this is really good. Like I've really always enjoyed the art of this book. The art being done by Hendry Prestaya.
Yeah, he's doing a great job on the artwork here. Like it's not necessary. It's very manga influenced, a lot of energy, and it looks really, really good.
Yeah. Also, the one thing I did enjoy about buying books from IDW is their ad placements are always awesome. Like Marvel and DC should really learn, if you're going to do advertisements, stick them in the back of the book. Breaking reader immersion with a stupid ad you could have put in the back of the book anyway is just nonsense, And hey, IDW hires some real fucking wackadoos out there, but at least they know how to format a comic book. I'll say that. So let's start off with where the last book left off. So Naruto and Squad 7 and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles go to the Big Apple Village, which this is New York City. So, to them it's a village. It's not. So
well, you notice like the Statue of Liberty is like in the middle of the city now. So they've kind of, this is not the Ninja Turtles world that we know. This is kind of a Naruto version of the world where New York is a big walled in kind of village altogether. So
after that, they basically, try to, let's say they jump around the skyscrapers for a little bit. They interact a little bit, actually. Then we see like some people getting mugged by these group of you would say Foot Clan or samurai or ninjas. Okay, so then Naruto's group just watches the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles just take out those guys. They're like, you know what? I'm not getting involved in that because remember from the last issue, they left together to go get pizza. and they left Master Splinter and April O'Neil in the cave because being in the cave, they wouldn't get tracked by the Foot Clan. But if you guys remember, they were getting tracked by the character in this book later on. We're going to talk about him anyway. So that's why they're not there. If you guys don't remember when we last left off of, reviewing this series. So they basically get pizza. And then after that, we jump back to Foot Clan Castle where, Shredder and his Foot Clan had Splinter and April captured. And basically, long story short, he is going to inject the ooze that he got from them into Foot Clan minions, as you would say. And then obviously, I'm pretty sure you guys can tell what he's going to do to himself with it. But I'll ask you, man, what did you think about the book so far at this point?
It's fun. It's a little cornball with its dialogue, but it's a fun book though. It's like you said, the artwork's impressive. The turtle designs look great.
Oh, dialogue is very, I wouldn't say corny is probably the best word for it though. It's like, but I think that's the only way you can make them realistically talk to each other.
It's very Saturday morning cartoonish, like with the dialogue, but it works though. It's a very fast story for 4 issues. They're trying to cover a lot of ground and they don't really allow anything to breathe, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. This would be a great graphic novel pickup. It'll be in 4 issues and it'd be a nice little quick read. And I do enjoy it because I love everything Turtles, so I don't mind.
After Shredder talks to April and Master Splinter, telling them what he really is going to be doing with the ooze, we jump back to the Turtles' lair, and then they discover that it has been broken into. And then after that, they go, okay, now we're going to end up going and saving Master Splinter, April, actually, but there's the slight issue I have with this. Just a few. So since the book is very fast paced, there's not a lot of breathing room, right? And that's a problem because this also happened in the DC X Sonic the Hedgehog crossover book that I'm reviewing with Dingus too. There's moments where you need them to breathe, right? And there's these moments where, like, okay, this moment happens right here where they go back to the lair and they find that Splinter and April are gone, right? Then this next panel, after Shredder, douses the Foot Clan members with the ooze that he was talking about to make them more powerful and, mutated and all that other stuff he says. Then all of a sudden, right, they start, the Foot Clan members start mutating that he put the ooze on. Naruto, Squad 7 and the Turtles come in. But it's like, how did they kind of get to Shredder's castle that quick? It just, I'm not saying you can't find it fast, but literally it's so quick that they were from that lair and they go to Shredder's place.
And why didn't the minions become animals? They just became spiky.
I thought they were gonna mutate out and become like actual like animalistic monsters.
What a great time period to bring in Bebop and Rocksteady or Slash, or there's like all sorts of characters that they could have drawn from that they could have used in this story, but instead they just make the Foot Clan members spiky.
I feel like Batman and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles did that transformation better. Like the Joker, he obviously would be a King Cobra when he transforms. That was cool, right? I feel like, because if the book is hype, and this is the problem with many modern writing for comic books, if you're hyping up something, then the moment that you see that as a reader, it should be like, oh my god, wow, this is a scary thing, because the Shredder is talking and he's hyping this up as if like it's gonna be this really big thing, which it kind of is for himself, but for the minions that he has, that he uses the ooze on, they're basically like, you played Arkham Asylum, right? It feels like when the Joker gave that Titan formula to like the minions that he had in Arkham Asylum, where they're just mindless brutes. There's no real actual like depth to them. And you know how they kind of fixed it later on in Arkham City? That's how it kind of felt like here. You have that moment and it's like, that's all I really got? Dumb brutes? Really?
Yeah, I mean, and I would have liked to see maybe 10 issues out of this and seen more in depth. Like when they did Batman Meets the Turtles, it was essentially a portal that took them to Batman's world. In the movie, it was essentially this drove from New York to Gotham. But in the comic book,
Right,
it was
right.
actually a portal that they went through chasing Shredder. And it had Ra's al Ghul in it, and it was like, this whole deal. This one is kind of just seems like they're mashing the worlds together, but it's like, okay, it's fun, but there's really nothing. It's just so quick, it's not breathing.
I feel
You
like
know,
this would be like if they ever did an animated movie out of this, I feel like it would be a lot more better because you would get like time to breathe with the scenes and immerse yourself in them more,
yeah, yeah,
Because that's the thing I was noticing is like it's like I didn't have fun reading it. It's not that part is down. That the entertainment part is there. It's just like if you're gonna have these intricate moments where a villain is building up something, shouldn't the moment you build up to actually kind of, be something you go like, oh wow, this is actually something I should feel kind of scared of? Because the next problem I have with the book when I was reading it was that okay, so after they start mutating, Shredder's like, hey, I'm gonna kill you because I forgot. He was because he mutated and he didn't really think it was worth it, but he did find them, so he kind of lets them live for that moment, but he wants to kill that guy. You see Naruto, Squad 7, and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles break in. Then after that, this is the problem that I have. So I will agree, because I read the DC Sonic crossover. So I'll say this book did a better job at detailing how to take down a bad guy, because in that Sonic and DC crossover book, it was going so fast. Like you didn't really get a chance to see the intricate dynamics between how said person took down said person. In this one, I will say I did like the dynamics between all of them and how they took one down. Obviously, it's very easy because they have to kind of dumb down the big brute guy for the Naruto character because they're way, way, way more powerful than the TMNT cast. The only issue I have is that they beat them so quickly. So the Shredder is building these guys up, and they essentially one-shot these guys.
yeah, yeah.
They dodge all their
Maybe
attacks.
that's why they didn't spend too much time to actually designing monsters or animals for them, or bringing in classic characters, because it's like, no, these guys' sole purpose is so that we could get Kakashi and Leonardo to team up, or
It's just
Naruto, and
all this fan service. Yeah, so you have
it's
Sakura.
just fan service fighting.
Sakura is paired up with oh my god, Raphael. From what I can tell.
useless ninja with Raphael, and
Sakura garbage. Fuck that bitch. Kakashi teams up with Leonardo. This is probably the coolest one out of all of them. I did like this one. This one was very cool. Very, very well drawn there. Very dynamic. I did really like that one. Then you have Sasuke teaming up with Donatello. This one was really cool. I did like this one too. Then you have Naruto and Michelangelo teaming up. This one was cool. Just Sakura's one was. I just hate Sakura. Fuck her. She's fucking worthless bitch.
Naruto and Michelangelo seem like a good fit.
Yeah. And keep in mind, I did enjoy that this crossover at least gave me personally more dynamic of the fight, because that DC Sonic, I love that. I liked what I'm reviewing right now with me and Dingus, but this is what I need if you're going to be doing moments like this. I need dynamic fighting. Is this book still too fast and pacing? Sure. But at least if you're going to show me that, there's more than enough page on both of these pages to show me a nice dynamic fight there. So after they take down the brutes, they look at Shredder, and he's Leonardo says, "Face it, Saki, you've lost." Shredder says, "You know nothing of lost mutant."
You know nothing of lost mutant.
I actually read that in his voice, like the way he has in that it's the Cartoon Network the 2003 Turtles version. He sounds like oh my god, fuck. I don't know if I can do the voice. It's like the unsung blade. It's like, oh my god. If I did that too long, I would fucking have a sore throat. Oh my god. But yeah, he was saying, but you will soon. I did like this. This moment was pretty cool when he was actually mutating out. That actually looked pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, it's got a callback to Super Shredder from Ninja Turtles 2, so that was kind of cool.
He says, "You know nothing of Lost Mutant, but you will soon after I drink to my ultimate victory." That was kind of corny. It's like, all right, drink.
Let's just all stand around and watch him drink the ooze that's going to make him powerful, where no one can't throw a Sharingan at him or something, or dudes, they're just going to watch
Power
him.
Rangers too. Monster's sitting there watching the Megazord transform. Could you just blow it up? But
yeah,
whatever.
like just stomp on it before it connects. Like,
But Shredder does drink the ooze that he's been trying to get throughout this crossover, and then he becomes the power of the Shredder, as he sees right here, is he's going to be showing them the power of the Shredder right here. But yeah, you said this is Super Shredder from TMNT video game,
kind
right?
of the eyeball thing in his chest is different, but it is kind of in TNT number 2. He used the ooze on himself and turned into
Oh,
like this big brute
he
kind of
sounds like
thing. And
I pictured him sounding like Zed from League of Legends, where he has the same mask to it. You have this like weird, you have this really deep voice. Not
the darkness is
it's
your
like
guide.
it's like more sturdy. It's like you must leave there now. Like the way that he sounds like in the Batman TMNT animated movie. That's what I always pictured him sound like anyway. He's Japanese. He's I love you. Don't leave me. So yes, Shredder enters his final form, and that concludes this issue of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle X
And now 30
Naruto.
pages of ads.
What's crazy is in the ads, they're just showing you variant covers of the same book you already bought.
Yeah.
Well, sorry. They're
Well,
showing you
people
different
bought
variant covers
2 years ago when it came out, but yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh shit. That's just so odd. It's like they're showing you all the different variant covers of the issue that you potentially bought, and it's like, all right, I guess, like, sure. I mean, what else is here? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Stranger Things. The fuck? You gonna be getting that?
It's the graphic novels out now.
Oh, it's already out. Oh, okay.
Well, yeah, remember this was
You're
published
right.
last year.
What's here? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Black, White, Green.
That's already been out.
TMNT Ultimate Guide. Oh, these will always be out. Yeah. Godzilla Heist. Because
Godzilla Heist is pretty good. I've got all of those.
Okay. Something about Untold Destiny of the Foot Clan. What the hell? What was that? Godzilla Skate or Die.
Don't know anything about that one.
Judging off the art of that looks like hot doo-doo. Look at this.
Yeah.
That looks like hot shit. Just from the cover. Just I'm saying the story's written bad. That looks like hot shit. And then after relive the adventures of the heroes in Half a Shell. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Adventures Compendium. That's some of the animated adventures right there. Are you gonna get that or no?
No, I'm not. I mean, I'm buying the
Those
big
oversized hardcovers.
Yeah, the hardcovers of was it the IDW run?
Yeah.
That's the ones I'm buying now.
Okay.
And those are like $60 a piece though, so it's like very, very
once in a while you get one of them.
Once a year, like every tax return, I might pick one up.
Oh God, I can't wait till I get my tax return. Please give it to me now.
I put it in my cart on Amazon, but I'm like, well, fuck, I could buy like 6 manga volumes.
Yeah.
I could buy a Berserk hardcover and 2 manga volumes for the cost of 1 Ninja Turtles hardcover. So,
oh God, and I will say, oversized hardcovers are beautiful. I have a lot of them, but god damn, do they cost a lot of?
They look great on the shelf. Like I actually feel like an adult having all those hardcover fancy books up there.
Well, I'll ask you, man, any final thoughts and opinions on this issue that you wanted to go over before we head out of the video?
Good art, fun story. I would highly suggest it. Should be out on graphic novel now.
Oh, it already is. Yeah. We got a little late on this.
So yeah, it should be. It's a fun story. If you're a Turtles fan and a Naruto fan, don't expect like any kind of deep stuff, any kind of character building stuff. It's just going to be a lot of fan service and callbacks, and just you get to see Kakashi and Leonardo do a move together. You get to see Naruto and Michelangelo have fun together. So there is some cool stuff that way, but it is a very quick story, and it's fun, but it's like one you might pick up and read once, twice, and then that's it, kind of deal.
Yeah, I will say I did like the DC Exxon the Hedgehog crossover more, but this one for me, it's a fine read. It's not something where I read it and when I was thinking about it before we did this review of issue 2, I was like, you know what? I didn't hate when I read those, but it's one of those like you do have to remember that you read it though. It's one of those like it doesn't stick in your mind. I will say, the same problem. I would just say this: the problem that I had in the book was basically the mindless brutes getting hyped up to just be one-shotted. Getting from one location to another was very, very quick. It was just way too quick. Dialogue could have been improved a little bit, but that's pretty much it. Everything else I did enjoy. I did like the dynamics of the fight. That was actually pretty good, And we'll have to see how this crossover ends. Will Naruto defeat the Shredder, or will the Shredder stick a knife up Naruto's ass and kill him? So
find out next year, around this time next year, when we do the review for issue 4.
Oh God! But yeah, I do like the idea of the crossover. Hopefully, one day they make an animated movie based off this. I think it'd be kind of cool. Be kind of cool to see how the animation of it potentially would let the scenes breathe out, so you can get a lot more immersive in it. So, yep. Thank you guys for checking out this video. If you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it, and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way, you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video. I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, and we're gonna sign out, guys. See you guys later. Goodbye. Peace. Oh gosh. One last thing before we head out. I know it's late. It's late for. Wait, it's around the same time zone. Jesus Christ. Are you hyped for the Seahawks go to the Super Bowl finals?
Yeah. I mean, I don't ever want to say it's a guarantee, but the Seahawks look really good to bring the championship back home. It looks really good for them. If they play as good as they did against the Rams, I felt like the winner of the Rams and Seahawks was going to be the Super Bowl winner.
Yeah.
If they if Darnold doesn't make any mistakes, has good ball control, and that defense comes in as hard as it has been, I think Seahawks are going to bring home a title, which is crazy because, like, I'm not huge into football. My brother's much more. I haven't watched the first full game I watched was the NFC Championship game. I had no idea the Seattle was even had a chance, let alone as dominant as they were all season. No one gave them nearly the credit that they deserved. There was no hype around them. I think they went into the Rams game an underdog, and it's like now the entire sports world seems shocked. It's like, oh, now we got to say good things about Sam Darnold. Shit,
Right.
It's interesting. I do hope that they win. I don't want to count anything out, but it is awesome that Seattle is facing the Patriots
again
in San Francisco. So not only do they get to get the revenge from the loss to New England, but they get to do it in our biggest rival's stadium.
Yeah.
It's going to be amazing.
That moment where that dude all you had to do was run the ball. You run the ball, touchdown, field goal, you win. Super Bowl's over. He chose to throw the ball. He got intercepted. Then for some reason they wanted to fight the Patriots. It's like Patriots. I agree, people. They're a fucking piece of shit. But it's like you threw the game. You legitimately. Here's but the coach told me. I say this. This is something I've said for many years. If his coach told him to jump off a bridge because it would give him superpowers, are you gonna do that? No. Yeah. It's fucking stupid.
Not when you got Marshawn Lynch standing next to you. Just give that dude the ball and let him run it in.
But
I mean,
that was honestly the most disgusting Super Bowl throw I think I've ever seen because it was so free. There's nothing else to do besides win at that point,
Yeah.
Like I agree with you too. I think the Seahawks this time around should win. The run the Patriots had in the playoffs was very, So
yeah.
They should be the favorites to win. There's no reason why they shouldn't win unless you could always throw the argument of it's one game, they could play up to the occasion. That's the only argument you could logically give, right?
Yeah, it's always any given Sunday.
Right.
The Seattle is a 4-point favorite going into the Super Bowl, but at the same time, Darnell throws an interception at the wrong time. Hell, against the Rams, the defensive player Warnell, when he does an amazing stop. Seattle has a massive momentum. They're 11 points ahead. The ball gets turned over, and then he goes and taunts the Rams team. 15-yard penalty for unsportsmanlike conduct. The Rams get a brand new set of downs, and then they instantly score a touchdown, bringing them within 4 points. Seattle almost lost to the Rams because of little mistakes. Like they got lucky there at the end, because when that guy did that on Sportsmanlike, it really shifted the entire momentum of the game.
I
But
saw
they
that.
were
Yeah.
able to hold them off.
And keep in
Which
mind,
is
the Rams had many chances to win that game. I mean,
oh
when
yeah,
when you guys got 31, and that one guy, I forget his name. Oh my God, he scored that touchdown where it knocked it up to 22, something like that. And then they got the field goal and shit to make it 27. Their player, oh my God, they dropped They dropped the kick, then they dropped the ball on a throw. Then Matthew Stafford, I think they lost in the fourth quarter. 4 minutes 40 seconds when he had that last ball and he threw it and it got hit from one of your players. They had so many chances to win. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, I wanted you to win. I really did want you to win, but you get that many chances and you can't win. That's just like, come on, man. That's 3 chances. Dropping the ball like that is just inexcusable anyway.
Oh yeah, when he flubbed that kick return, and we were right there at scoring range, and I think the next play we scored a touchdown. That was like amazing. And Stafford and the offense played great. It's the number one offense against the number one defense. It's just we were able to hold on, and luck was on our side on it. And I think it might be a real lopsided game against New England. I think we might end up killing them, but I'm not 100. I don't want to ever say for sure, because it's any given Sunday.
Right.
Maybe
the Patriots play up to the occasion and they actually play their best game in playoffs.
Well, Mayo's due for a good game, and Darnold's due for a bad game. He might go out there with nerves and throw like 4 interceptions, pick sixes, and it's just a runaway game that you never know.
Yeah. Oh my God. Also, I know Student of God. I know you don't follow the CG stuff as much anymore, but I remember Student of God was talking about EVS launching a book on his channel, and because the guy's funding goal was like 8K, he only got like 2,700 something on like Fund My Comic, and Mandy Summers tried launching the same book on her show to get it more funded. It got 1 backer. It's like,
which book was this? Was that the one that he didn't do the artwork in?
No. This was one from someone else. It was a book from a guy doing. Oh my God! It's the book. It's called Demi-Foot Urban Sasquatch.
Okay.
So you probably know why that didn't sell. Just pointing out, that's a horrible name. That's just an awful fucking name.
Well, we've all talked about how CG, especially Ethan's like everyone is getting less money on crowdfunding, but I think EVS is really starting to feel the full bite of having, still having like 2 or 3 late books. Like, he just recently showed an inked page number 1 for Rainbow Brute, which either he's doing them out of order or he just finished page 1 after 6 years. I'm not 100% sure which one is here. It's both sounds from a
terrible.
Person
named Chris Stanley is the person. Apparently, I'm going off the tweet that I'm saying right now, but it's just one of those things where, from what we heard, there's some CG kings that might not like Ethan or his antics, but they still stay there because he has the audience. But if he's not bringing you the audience, you don't like him.
Why would you stay with him then?
Yeah, like at that point, if you don't like him, but the only reason you're there is the audience, they can back your books because you say whatever he needs you to say, or you just only draw on that little stupid streamer you just draw.
Well, didn't Frog Tony recently get caught simping over some OnlyFans chick?
But does that surprise you though? Does that really?
No, not really. Yeah. I mean, all of them are kind of weird, so I wouldn't surprise me. The fact he keeps Liam around shocks me. I mean, I saw, was it Billy Tucci fucking go off on fucking Liam and how much he hates him and doesn't want him around and all the crap he pulls. Like you just said, I think you were hit the nail exactly on the head. If he can't bring in those 6-figure campaigns anymore to the people around him, then people aren't going to put up with him anymore.
Which proves what we said, which is it's all transactional. I know people don't want to hear that, but a lot of people's relationships are purely transactional. I'm not saying all of them are like that, but from what we know, if I don't like you and I'm only around you for that other reason is not there, that's a transaction. It's not a fucking I swipe my car and I get paid. Not like that. But a lot of what you see on the content creator space, comic book space, all that shit is transactional. All of it is, right? Because we're at this point now where they could just do their own thing. If he doesn't bring you an audience, go do your own thing. And if you need Ethan to promote your book, which may get you some backers, sure. You can. I'm not saying you don't have to use him. Use that guy. Fuck him. Use him all you want. He could be used to oblivion. I don't care. But there's nothing else more there. And we already know CG suffered because of all this antics that Ethan was doing. And I agree with you too. I think at some point backing had a peak. We talked about earlier with complex peaking. Backing had a peak too. I think all that's at a point now where it's gonna level out back to where it probably should be.
It's a lot harder to convince people to buy a $15, $25 floppy. Now, I mean, Marvel's having a hard time selling $5 floppies, and then some asshole with a book called, whatever, that has on a YouTube show with Ethan is going to have a really hard time finding the backers that they need to.
Also, he's launching on Fund My Comic too, and I get it. People don't want to launch on Indiegogo, but I'd launch on all of them. Like Fund My Comic, I don't like.
Well, some of them can't because they're connected to Ethan. So then now you go on Indiegogo and they kick you off. You go on Kickstarter and they kick you off that campaign. You can't go on the Whalers one because they're not. I even know the Whalers will probably have no problem bringing people on there, but you better fulfill. So there's kind of that whole thing going on. And then now all you have is Fund My Comic. Well, the problem with Fund My Comic is how many people are actually there. Like, someone asked me if I was going to pick Sig and Joe's graphic novel to Fund My Comic. And I'm like, no, because I don't have anyone to bring with me. So if I'm not going to bring people on, why am I going to go to an ecosphere where no one's going to care or wants to read my book anyways because they're already there for their favorite artist that brought them there? I'd rather go on Kickstarter.
Right.
I'd rather go on Kickstarter where there's an actual audience there and try that than going to some closed off sphere where I have to bring people in order for it to fund. And it's not worth it, not even worth trying. I might try Kickstarter. I'm still bouncing it around, but I never tried Indiegogo, but because that's usually been a CG haven, and Indiegogo kind of doesn't give a shit about comics as it is. So Kickstarter is much more friendlier. But even if I went on Kickstarter, I'm only going to do it for like $1,000 goal, and it's just to get a bigger print run of my book. I'm not going to do it.
Not to.
Even if you only shot.
Even if you only did a 500 goal and you made more than that, because maybe doing 1,000 would seem a little too steep to people. Extra $500 would, I imagine, do something. It has to be.
Well, right? I picked 1,000 because I'd be able to get print runs of the main cover and the one variant I have, and enough to sell at like conventions and stuff. At $1,000 goal, because like I wouldn't do it for 500 because that's barely going to afford the print run of one book and the shipping. I'd rather do 1,000 where I know I can get a print run of each and then get them shipped out. So it'll probably be like $1,100 to $1,200 goal. And if I don't get it, then it's no skin off my ass. I already have the book and I already have the variant cover. So if it doesn't work out, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, I just think, all this backing and stuff like that, this stuff is already plateaued. It's already peaked out at this point, and Ethan's is worse because people are like, unless you're a straight up sycophant, you're not buying any more of those books. I heard he wants to launch another, potentially he might try to launch another one. Potentially, I know he is. There's something he's doing right now to launch it. And you have the cover is just made. That's it. There's no.
Like, I mean, at this point, if you're getting another Ethan drawn book and you're already still waiting for your lunch pail, you're waiting for Cyber Frog, whatever, you're waiting for Rainbow Brute. Rainbow Brute's like 6 years late. If you're already waiting for that stuff and you still give him money, well then I don't know what to tell you. You're just might as well just fucking burn it at this point because it's a waste. And if they're still doing it, they're not, they're sycophants, and they just want to support Ethan, which it'd be honestly better for you just to go on his trash cast and give him a super chat instead of spending the money on a product you're never going to get, because then you don't have to worry about the disappointment. You don't have to defend it to people on Twitter. Like, I remember it was a while back when I was still poking the bear, but I was just like, something came about Rainbow Brute, and I was like, I'll bet an entire year's salary that you're never going to see that book. And I had like all of these CGers coming out of the woodwork comment on it, just like, what are you talking about? He's never not fulfilled. And I was like, well, he hasn't fulfilled Rainbow Brute, and it's like 6 years fucking late, dude. So I mean, like what
I thought that was the goal last year. Remember the goal, because the goalpost always moves to the next year. It's like, no, remember the tweet he had. We're gonna work on pumping out one book a year. And first of all, who's this we? So this is a problem. Stop worrying about everybody else. Worry about yourself.
Yeah.
He says we're gonna work on pumping out one book a year. That's not happened, guys. That was when I was told to me, guys. That was told me during 2023. We're in 2026 now.
In the time period that people have been waiting on Rainbow Brute, I have released 3 Sig and Joe comics, a Squirrel comic book, a 31-page anthology submission, a 9-page anthology submission, and it's just like, yeah, it's not the quality of EVS, but I'm pumping them out like all the time now. It's like I don't, just the reason why. I mean, some people say even Ethan's health. I don't think it's his health. I think it takes him anywhere to 12 plus hours to do a page because of the high level of accuracy he does on his artwork. And if you're raising a family, trash casting, and just don't want to sit down and draw for 12 hours a day, then it's going to take you 7 to 10 years to do a full 40. Like, what's Rainbow Bird, like a 40-page comic book?
48-page, yeah.
48-page comic book. Yeah,
and that's crazy too, right, dude? Because what you said earlier for Jim Lee, it's hard. I understand interior designing like that is hard. I understand that, but you signed up to do that, though.
Yeah, you shouldn't sign up for that shit if you know that if you're not realistically going to be able to take the time to do it. Like, everyone knows this new Hush run, his artwork looks like subpar compared to the first Hush run. The first Hush run was beautiful.
Like, this one, legendary art, like you see on like the image of Batman standing like this. You see that everywhere.
Oh yeah, it's just gorgeous. And then you look at this.
I would argue Dustin Gwynn, who did that horrible art in Absolute Batman issue 4, when he had Heart of Hush, when he did with Paul Dini, that art in that book looked better than that.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy, dude.
I like Dustin Nguyen. You're always talking shit about him, but
I like him too. That book he was running it down in that book. But I think the problem here is, like, how am I gonna feel? But this is the problem with dudes now. That's why we know he's a fucking cucked, retarded liberal. If you're a man and you say things, the reason why people will never take you seriously is because if your word holds no weight versus what does hold weight. I told people here, we're gonna do comic reviews. We're going to review movies and blah, blah, blah. If I didn't do that, guys, you would think I'm a loser. You would think I'm just full of shit, right? But come on, you shouldn't have to feel sorry for me. I willingly went in wanting to do that. When he's like, oh, well, drawing is hard on all this stuff. Oh, yeah. You know what's also hard? Working in the snow, which is what a lot of people are doing right now. You know what's also hard? Washing trucks at a truck wash. Do you know what's also hard? Being an electrician, getting a ladder, going up to a pole, and fixing electric boxes.
Being the fluffer on a porn stage, that stuff is tough too.
I'm just pointing out that this guy is talking about being in a room or a basement, air conditioning, heating, whatever, in a nice little comfy house. Little first world problems you have. Like, I'll be honest, cry me a river. If you don't want to do it, don't sign up for stuff you don't want to do. Like, I don't know how I'm supposed to feel bad for that. You know?
Well, I mean, let's say it takes him $6,000 a month to pay all his bills and to survive. Well, he can't make that if he's drawing a book, because he has to go on Trashcast and get super chats and do all of that stuff, because that's how he's surviving. So he falls into this trap
Yeah, he bought that new
And-
van too. Remember that
yeah,
new van I heard he bought?
yeah.
That cost a
So
lot of
he's
money.
probably
Insurance.
closer to like
Fuck, yeah.
7 or 8 grand a month to pay the bills and to live somewhat comfortable. So it's like, if he's not generating income drawing a book, like remember that other guy that did he was upset because he didn't make enough money to live
Oh, it's
off
Rob
of.
Hunter. Rob Hunter,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's like Rob Hunter's kind of situation. It's like EVS got massive money for these books, and then now he has to get them done, but he's probably blown through most of the money. And not only that, he has to keep some money ready because he's going to have to get Rainbow Boot printed. He's going to have to get it shipped, and anything else that he promised Chotsky wise created.
You know, another thing that you forgot to mention that you probably forgot about because it happened a while ago. Ethan launched a Rainbow the Brute toy line for a book that wasn't even complete. Remember?
Oh,
he said,
yeah.
Because remember, he said, I want to do it, but I want to add toys to it. Whoa. Wait a minute. Hold up. He wants to launch toys for a book that's not even done.
Yeah.
Money for toys.
Toys are a non-money maker. Like, you have to get a shit ton of money to have them made, and then you have to turn around and flip them. And it's not easy flipping toys for a character that no one's heard of, let alone a character whose book hasn't even come out yet.
Yeah, that's how you knew something was up. He's launching a crowdfund for toys for a comic book campaign for a book that doesn't even exist, that he's been working on at that moment in time was 4 years. And then, if you guys don't understand, that book has already took 6 years now going on.
I'm wondering when does the floor fall out? When does because right now he's running into the problem where he can't do any more campaigns, and even if he can do a campaign, he'll be lucky to break $100,000. So if he does, so right now he's running into the pretty soon. What's going to happen is that he's just going to have to either disappear or try to pull something where it's just like, you guys aren't going to get your books, and either, like I said, like either disappear from the internet or possibly try crawling back to DC and doing another.
He talked about, remember, he wanted the CG books next to DC and comic book shops, but wasn't he always against comic book shops because he said they take too much money and they don't need to do that because they're direct to consumer?
Well, he's a walking hypocrite. So
it's just
he says whatever he needs to say against whoever he's fighting.
He would go back
to
a
lot of guys in indie comics who are like that. I recently had a beef with one who will flop in a heartbeat based upon whatever the mood is and whoever he's fighting against. It's not an uncommon thing with some of these friggin' weird incel egomaniacs that they will flip-flop and be hypocrites, and they have like these really weird narcissistic egos, but at the same time they're petty little man babies. That's why I don't even consider myself part of the indie comic community.
That's why I try to stay away.
Insane.
Yeah, that's why I try to stay away from groups and cliques and all that stuff. I
had to learn that lesson hard, and I'm a solo act now. I don't click up. I don't worry. I'm not in message groups. I'm not doing any of that shit anymore because it does not help at all. You just work on your stuff, create your things, and just enjoy the fun of doing what you love to do. Don't let any of these fucking leeches or egomaniacs try to push you around. Like, I'm just completely done with this.
Yeah, me too. I'm just done with people. I'm just done with all that stuff too. There's no benefit. If I want someone to be on the show or any of that stuff, I'm just gonna just tell you, invite you. We set a time and that's it. I don't need to be part of a group for any of that shit. Also, it felt so useless doing it too. Like, I would be the only one talking. I'm the only one driving a car. Like, fuck that. And it's like, that's why I'm breaking away from all that stuff. I still truly believe in this idea of building my own thing. Building my own thing that I have here, just kind of building on that. Break away from the cliques. Separate yourself from the norm. Be the rebel. And all those rebels that told you guys that in music are all a bunch of far left bootlicking weirdos.
Be that cool guy in the Chevy commercial that drives in and does some cool stuff like in a farm and then drives away.
Oh god. But yeah, man. Last few things. Do you have anything planned coming up that you would like to let the audience know about?
I'll be filming, or we'll be doing a pre-recorded review for Transformers 3 for Dingus Den tomorrow, but I'm not sure when that comes out, whenever he gets a chance to edit it. I've just got an email that Sig and Joe graphic novel is being printed as we speak, so I should be getting word about getting that here back pretty soon. And just like and subscribe to my channel at Lunchbox Comics for daily updates on my health journey, as well as pre-recorded videos that I'm doing. I just recently did one on Jim Lee's take on the advantages manga has over Western comics, and live streams every Tuesday, where I've been doing pretty good in the live streams. I get about 11 to 15 people, and most of them are talking. And it's a fun time on there, usually drawing some kind of picture of you in a funny situation. So
11 to 15 people, man, good lord, a man can dream about getting those numbers.
yeah, it's been really impressive, and everybody's talking to each other, and everyone's having a good time. And I even did a couple art lessons on one the other day where I was showing how I do perspective, and it's a lot of fun. And thank you, WZ, for the link in the chat there, since MSK won't do it.
Oh yeah. I'll watch that. Lord Raptor Jesus is doing the newscast on Rumble now. I'll probably watch that for a little bit before I go to bed. This is the last thing I'll show you guys here before you go tonight. Yellow Flash. Here's me lifting up Cyberfrog 3 and Rainbow the Brute. Oh,
holy shit.
That is funny.
Oh, damn. Oh, God. Holy fuck. Wait.
Oh, man.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Holy fuck. Waiting on that quality that only...
It's coming up on 6 years now, so...
Waiting on that quality that only comes with 5 years of work. Oh, God.
Bravo, Yellow Flash. That's funny.
He won the internet today. This one almost killed me. Jesus Christ. I can't do that. That would be stuff for white people. But yeah, I have podcasts and game streams coming up. That's just what I always do. That's what you guys all come to me for. Also, WZ, if you want to go and become a member on my Ko-fi page or donate to me, you can do that. You know, I have a Ko-fi page now where if you want to become a member, just like a YouTube channel member, you can. You directly support me without giving YouTube that percentage that they take, you know, or you can freely donate whenever you want to. So it's basically monetization without going through YouTube, you know? Yeah. People say Patreon, but Patreon's a little outdated. I had one actually. I don't really care for that one too much anymore. Ko-fi's a little bit more streamlined, you know? Support you on No! I don't have OnlyFans, you weirdo. You can become a member or you can freely donate. Michael can too. You know, why do you have a rack? What the hell?
Yeah, it's my raccoon one. I got all kinds of them.
Oh, God. But, you know, I'll have to work. I think building an audience for me just comes down to releasing videos. So after I get the podcasts uploaded on the podcast platform and after I upload the podcast and game streams to Rumble, once I get that done, I'm going to focus on just uploading all these videos that I have, you know, already did and I'm backed up on. He just called you a raccoon without the RA. Oh my God. So,
it's a great podcast, a really good one. It's one of the best.
I don't think they're coming, actually. I asked like 3 times, and you know, that's what I do. I ask about max 3 times with anything. They probably just don't want to come. Not really much I can do with that, you know. I asked.
Everybody wants to come.
thank you guys for oh good lord, I'm gonna die. So yep, thank you guys for coming by and checking out this episode of the MSK show. We'll see you guys later. You guys have a great night.